Yard man, yard man, yard man, yard man.
Yes, people, are YaadHoopz
Them
back
the
again.
yard can't lose.
Right. Today we're doing a special NBA All-Star video. We're going through the selections, the starters, and we might have a little discussion on players that may or may not have been snubbed. So Lee has done, I think, a good bit of research on this already. So kick it off, Lee. Let me hear how the starters looking.
Yeah, man. So, and I don't know All-Star Weekend. So, this is where, the fans make them choice as well as the coaches and media who the best players are. Basically, not really the midway, but kind of midway through the season. So, with the Eastern starters, we'll have Tyrese Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. On the West, we have Luka, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, KD, LeBron, and Jokic. So yeah, those are the starters. We can go through the reserves, but any issues you feel like so far? Because I already have one issue with a starter, but I want to hear what you say about those.
Right, so it's a funny thing because I think we're going to have to add another section about the fan vote because it kind of playing a part in, I guess, any issue you'd have with an NBA All-Star selection, right? Because typically it's the fan vote kind of mix things up.
Right.
To me, I think, and it's a weird thing too, because when you say you're the Eastern or Western Conference starter, are you actually trying to build a team? You know, 'cause if you're building a team, you wouldn't play 5 point guards, even if that's who might get voted in
Mm,
as a starter. So to me, just off the bat with the West starters, if you're actually building a team, in my opinion, I would say Shai would be the point guard for the West. Then you'd have Anthony Edwards as a shooting guard for the West, with Kevin Durant playing the three. Well, Kevin Durant or LeBron playing the forward positions, and Nikola Jokic playing the center position naturally. So Luka, for me, would come off the bench. People might go
Luka
crazy
off
about
the
that, 'cause
bench.
yeah,
Off
his
the bench.
fans are off the bench naturally. 'Cause to
Yeah,
me,
I'm not.
Shai is
I'm
a
not
better
Luka.
point
I'm not
guard.
Luka biggest fan, but Luka is definitely starting this game. There is no way I'm not starting the game, and I kind of disagree. I feel like Luka and Shea, that's a backcourt I'm good with. Shea can play the
No,
defensive end. I would want to have Anthony Edwards in there for defensive reasons, but as we spoke about before, I think Shea and Anthony Edwards is not too crazy. That's not too much of a
no,
drop off either way.
right. But what I'm looking at it is, 'cause that's why I said, am I trying to put together a team or am I just putting together the most popular players? 'Cause if I'm trying to put together the best team I can out of the West, to me, Shea is the best point guard in the West because in play style is not ball dominant, right? And you
Yeah.
have other players. You can't play Luka ball if KD, Jokic, and LeBron also on the court, cause then they become role players, kinda, right? So Shea being the point guard, that wouldn't be the outcome. And then Anthony Edwards would fill the two guard position. Right? There's a new thing I'm trying to say positionless fast. But either way, these are great players, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's whatever. So they'll mix it up throughout the game and which substituting players. LeBron as a starter to me is a little weird, but I mean actually, yeah, it is. It is very weird to be honest with you. I'd probably make Anthony Edwards start. Means Anthony Davis be a
Yo,
starter over LeBron.
100%. That's how I know say you know balling because that's the same
Right.
thing I was agreeing that given the season that they've had so far, I think Anthony Edwards have made a bigger impact on the
Davis.
Lakers winning. Yeah, Anthony Davis, sorry, has made a bigger impact on the Lakers winning than LeBron has, even though LeBron hasn't played bad this season at all, but
Been playing good.
he has been good.
Right. Cause then KD would play the three position and then Davis would play the four and Jokic would be the center and that would be a crazy team for anybody to play against.
Yeah.
Um
I feel like I agree though. I think
yeah.
this to me, this is the Western starters. This is the best team. Um, but I do think AD deserves to be in there instead of LeBron. But to me, this is a good Western team, and I don't really have that much issues other than the AD for LeBron
You
personally.
know, even a little further, Kawhi could probably start over KD. It's just KD stats better, but understandably because of the team he's on. But to me, Kawhi is objectively just a better player, you know, defensively and how I'm playing offensively in the Clippers run so far since December is incredible as well. So Kawhi could arguably start over KD as well.
The only thing
It's
I
very
will say
fine
about it is
margins.
just that, yeah, it's very fine margins, and I agree defensively. You know, Kawhi does bring something crazy on the perimeter, but so does KD, you know, in terms of interior defending. But also the bigger thing for KD, when we talk about the
Mm.
team aspect, right? Because you know, you're talking about building a better team. Like, you want somebody who
Right.
can stretch the floor. And like the power that the gravitational pull of KD on a team against a defense that can't be understated. Like, you need, especially you got people like Jokic,
Yeah.
Shea, you know, guys who want drive, and you know, and
Yeah.
Luka who want drive, create space. You want people to be able to spread the floor, and I think KD does that on a higher level than Kawhi.
Right. That's yeah, definitely KD draw more attention off the catch. You know, when KD catch the ball, he definitely wants somebody near to him.
Close, yeah,
So I
you know,
agree
so
with
you
that.
stick to your defensive assignment, and you don't really just play this cover
Right.
defense where you're playing two. You know, you have to stick there. But let's go to the Eastern Conference, bro, because I have a
Right.
big issue there. You know, so let's kick it off, and I think I'm gonna start it off with my issues with one of my favorite players and the player who I had as MVP this season, and I couldn't be so much off, is Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard
Right.
should not be a Eastern Conference starter, and this is the fan vote. Because we agree that Damian Lillard is a baller, but this season, even though it's not
Yeah.
necessarily all his fault, there's a lot going on personally. He hasn't been one of the best players
Yeah.
or best guards in the Eastern Conference. Is he?
Right. Yeah, cause apparently, like you say, I'm going through some personal stuff. Apparently, a divorce or some stuff. So I
Mm.
agree. To me, I wouldn't start Damian Lillard as at point guard. I think a lot of other point guards in the East playing better. Brunson, Maxi potentially as well. Maxi been balling out. So I might start Brunson or Maxi over Lillard.
The only
But
thing,
Joel Embiid is out.
yeah,
Did we mention the other injury? Was the other guy out due to injury? It was
Embiid is
Joel.
out, and Randall is also out for the Knicks.
All right, both of them in.
Both of them are
Sorry,
the
yeah,
East.
yeah, both of them in the East. So Embiid is out due to injury. So I kind of had a small talk before we started recording. So Adebayo more than likely would start at the center role for the East. Yeah, otherwise than Damian Lillard. I don't really see much of a problem. Well, actually, I have another one of those weird position type problems going on where if I play, am I going to play 2 point guards or would I
Why?
play Donovan
You're not doing
Mitchell at the
that.
two
Is it?
guard, right?
That is it.
So,
B. Mitch should
on,
be starting this game, given how good Cleveland has been on a crazy run right now, and given how
yeah,
much scorer he is right now. D.
yeah,
Mitch averaging 28.2 points per game, 6 assists, second in the East. He should definitely be starting in this thing. Halliburton is the point guard. D. Mitch is the shooting
yeah,
guard. Giannis, Tatum, and then we're just gonna
playing
go
the
with
forward.
defense.
Yeah, that would be a solid starting five. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So let's go through the overall All-Star roster. So the reserves, I guess.
Yeah. So we have Jalen Brunson, Maxi, D. Mitchell, Jalen Brown, Bankero, Randall, who is injured, Bam Adebayo, Trey Young, and Scotty Barnes. Trey Young and Scotty Barnes are the guys who are the injured reserve players. For the West, we have Cat, Carl Anthony Towns, that is Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis. and those are your all-star players this year, guys. So I have a few snubs that I have here. I don't know how you feel. If you want to kick it off, what do you think about those reserves?
I think the reserves got on the East at least. I can't see any snubs. Let me take a quick look here just to see if I could even imagine any more snubs from here. Yeah, in the East, particularly because they have two very weak teams in the Wizards and the Pistons. And
Yeah,
then Charlotte traded out Rozier. Not that Rozier was even gonna be a starter. I can't really see much snubs in the East. Scotty Barnes ended up getting in through the injury. Big up Scotty Barnes, cause he's Jamaican.
God, man.
So,
Yeah,
big up yourself. So yeah, in the East I can't really see much snubs, but in the West, there's a little argument about Sabonis and Rudy Gobert. When I
yes,
look at
sir.
them stats, them stats not all that great. And I think about the All Star game too, you kind of want players who would be entertaining. You want some flash. It's kind of like a flashy game.
Yes.
Sabonis is not really a flashy player, and
Mhm.
Gobert is a defender. So it's like, it's a little difficult to get them in there. But hold on one quick second. Who would I even
For me, yo, I have like
consider?
six players. I have six players that probably should be in this game. Over Paul George. Big man thing. I don't think Paul George should be an all-star this season. He hasn't played bad. But for me, I would have Harden over him. That's one person who I had. Harden would be there.
Over
Jamal
Paul
Murray.
George?
Yeah, Jamal Murray, Sabonis, Darren Fox, Kyrie Irving, and Zion Williamson. These are, to me, all those
Hmm.
players probably deserve a start over Paul George this season. But yeah, what do
Yeah,
you
in
think?
fact, I'd say Zion arguably deserve it more than Carl Anthony Towns. I wouldn't say Harden necessarily. But he said another name there. Give me those names again.
Darren Fox, Kyrie Irving, Sabonis, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I definitely have Kyrie as an all-star over Paul George, because particularly how Kyrie playing at Dallas. But at the same time, in defense of Paul George, he's on a team with Kawhi and Harden, so all of them stats kind of take a hit for the better of the team. So Paul George, he could fall out. Yeah, I think Paul George should probably be dropped, and you could put in one of those guys that you mentioned. So Paul George is probably the only guy in this. Yeah, yeah,
And to
that's
me,
right.
Jalen Brown's productivity has fell this season. I really like Jalen Brown, but I
Yeah.
feel like in a real life, him would have also be on the chopping block. Because you do have Darren Fox, who also hasn't been performing like he did last year, but they're fifth in the
Right.
league. Yeah, averaging 26 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Why is he not?
Hmm.
Why is he not there? It's just them. So I feel like also I think about PG. I know it's the last 5 game, 6 game stretch. He hasn't been shooting. His percentages have been down. So it's not like him
Right.
still playing. Like, even though you have these extra pieces, it don't mean that your productivity should fall. So that's why I seen with PG. And for me, those people would have deserve a spot more still.
Yeah, that's the thing with PG is that he'll do this sometimes. Harden does this sometimes too. He'll go on a stretch 4 or 5 games where I'm shooting 20%, 15%, some ridiculous stuff. So this is something I've seen happen repeatedly. And yeah, Kawhi doesn't do that. So if anybody, I'll drop PG out of the list. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this list, I was expecting to have more problems with it, but you know, it seems pretty
Them do a
solid.
good job. Them do a decent job. They did a decent job, I must say.
Right, 'cause typically the fan vote would kind of get things really weird. 'Cause I did some research and I was like, yo, because I was expecting to see more issues, I was like, let me look at some instances of where the fan vote, really muddied the waters. And I
It's a
found, huh?
percentage thing, so it's not like I know there's sometimes where Like them say like Zaza Pachulia was like leading the fan vote for a couple of days and shit
One
like
time,
that.
yeah, yeah, he's
It's
in the
just like
list.
yeah, but
Alex
even them,
Caruso
yeah, it's like but them thing that it's like the other percentages, the media, the fan, the
and the
players,
coaches.
all of it, it makes sense though. It does make sense.
No, but listen to this. There's a year when Alex Caruso was high up in there. I think that was 2020. Taco Fall, as you mentioned, Zaza Pachulia and Joel Anthony in 2012. You remember Joel Anthony on the Miami Heat, right? So
Of course,
he one time was like,
remember, so we
yeah.
said Joel Anthony at Carnival.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
That man
Well, I
was
mean
at
him in Miami.
yes, yes. The same ballad brother with the left hand is it me? Defender.
Right.
Yeah,
So
no
yeah,
more
like
chime in, man.
I think that should do as that should regulate the fan vote a little different for the following years too. 'Cause it still make has an effect, right?
Of course, it
So
should.
it's like
It should though, because as we say, it's a spectacle. Yeah, I want to see Kyrie. Is it me? I go one on one with somebody, and I try to break somebody ankles. I want to see the 3-point shots of Steph Curry. Like from deep and them thing there. Pause. But is it me
right.
like you know what I mean?
Now this is what I mean. That I think that should put some type of regulation to the fan vote. Like they should make it such that if you don't watch the games for the cause you might just be voting for a player you like. You say, oh Zaza
Yeah,
Pachulia. So
of
they should
course.
probably make it such that if you don't watch the games at all, you probably shouldn't be given a vote, or your vote should be worth less. Or maybe they should do like a little quiz or trivia to see like, do you actually watch or understand basketball at all? 'Cause otherwise the fan bases can get a little crazy. You'll
But I mean,
be people
that's
try.
what it. I feel like that's what it's about, and what you want to do, I feel like it's hard to actually foster that and get that into implement that I should say. But I just think it just as long as it's not all fan vote. If it's all fan vote, then this is just a
You
spectacle.
get crazy.
Spectacle of what
Yeah.
we're about, isn't it? But for this is just the fans have a say as they should. That the fans is what get LeBron in there for sure because we all want to see LeBron in there regardless of anything. No matter how bad he is
Right.
or however bad he would get, him still need to
No,
be in there for spectacle.
no, that's the thing. I have an issue with that. I don't think just because LeBron was good for 20 years or 21 years, right? He's been good for 21 years of his career. Let's say he plays up to season 30. I'm not voting him in just because he was good. You know what I'm saying? If him
We
no
don't agree with that,
averaging,
but like them
you
things
know.
that happen, bro. Like,
Yeah, but that's the issue I have. I don't want that to happen. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you. So, like, I think
Wait,
that's it. That's it for the All Star. The All Star talk. About the All Star game. Unless
oh
you
no,
want to.
wait. No, no, no. Let's hear it. Let me show you what's really good. The
Well,
fan vote waiting for an all-star selection is
yeah.
50%. The
Huh?
fan votes is worth 50%. The weighting of it towards you being selected as an all-star. So that's a serious issue right there for real. That is a serious issue. So we might have to
You
get
know,
to
no faith
that
in
in
the
another
funds.
video.
You
No, I
know, no faith
don't.
in the funds.
I don't. You have to think about the amount of casuals versus actual,
But bro, what's
fans.
wrong with the
No,
team that's picked? Like, look at the results. The teams
no,
that
I'm
pick the
saying
more
right now.
we don't have an issue with them. So why we want to change the method?
This is right now. I have some very minor issues, but I still want to change the method because I don't think the fan vote should be worth 50%. That to me is crazy. That's crazy. So I should probably bring it down to like that can be a video in itself. So this can be the end to our, what I mean, all-star video. And I'll say thanks to anybody who watches and like, share, subscribe. You don't know it's Yard Hoops.
Like up the thing, YaadHoopz can't lose.
Man.